Deep in nature, in the misty mornings of the forest, there is a shadow moving, silently. Elegant from a distance, powerful up close. They are the nobles of the forest, deer. In today's documentary, we will take a close look at the lives of these fascinating creatures and witness their perfect harmony with nature. Deer belong to the class of even-toed mammals. There are more than 50 species of deer worldwide. The most well-known among them are red deer, fallow deer, roe deer, and reindeer. Although different species live in different geographical areas, what they all have in common is their strong connection with nature. The social structure of deer is quite interesting. They usually live in herds. Females and young stay together, while male deer roam alone for most of the year. However, this solitude ends during the mating season. With the arrival of autumn, a different atmosphere prevails in the forest. Male deer engage in impressive displays to attract females and assert their dominance over rivals. During this period, males bellow to attract mates and use their antlers against rivals. These displays require not only physical strength, but also patience and strategy. One of the most striking features of deer is undoubtedly their antlers. Male deer grow new antlers every year. These antlers usually emerge in the spring and take their final shape by autumn. Interestingly, these antlers fall off on their own at the end of winter. Then, new ones grow. This process is just one part of nature's amazing cycle. Deer are herbivorous animals. Grass, leaves, young shoots, fruits, and some tree bark are their main food sources. They prefer to feed at night and in the early morning hours. This is because the air is cooler at these times, and it is easier to hide from predators. Deer are particularly sensitive when it comes to motherhood. A female deer usually gives birth to 1 or 2 fawns. Newborn fawns are covered with white spots. These spots camouflage them, just like the play of light and shadow on the forest floor. Fawns stand up and start walking just a few hours after birth. They must be fast to survive. Deer face many predators in nature. Wolves, bears, pumas, and sometimes humans. However, nature has given deer a great advantage: sensitive ears and a keen sense of smell. At the slightest sign of danger, they instinctively begin to run. Deer, which can reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, typically escape by zigzagging. This is a natural strategy developed to confuse predators. Deer face many predators in nature. Wolves, bears, pumas, and sometimes humans. However, nature has given deer a great advantage: sensitive ears and a keen sense of smell. At the slightest sign of danger, they instinctively begin to run. Deer, which can reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, typically escape by zigzagging. This is a natural strategy developed to confuse predators. When we go to the polar regions, we encounter reindeer. This special species, which is resistant to cold, manages to survive even in harsh climatic conditions. Their thick fur, wide nose structure, and hooves that make it easier to walk on snow give them a great advantage in this harsh environment. Reindeer are also the only species of deer that has been domesticated by humans. In regions near the Arctic Circle, they are used by some indigenous peoples for transportation and carrying loads. However, not everything is so idyllic. Like other wild animals, deer face threats such as climate change, forest fires, and human settlement. Their shrinking habitats, feeding difficulties, and hunting pressure threaten their survival. Fortunately, deer are protected in some countries. Thanks to natural parks, wildlife reserves, and laws, the numbers of some species have begun to increase again. These efforts remind us of our responsibility to nature. Let's not forget that nature does not belong to us alone. We are part of it, and it is up to us to maintain that balance. Deer are not just animals. They are the elegance of nature, the symbol of balance, the voice of silence. As we follow their tracks, we realize once again how fascinating and fragile nature is. If you enjoyed this fascinating journey, don't forget to like the video and write your thoughts in the comments section. See you in the next documentaries. For that